in order to post my videos on YouTube, I have to keep them to 15 minutes or less. So anyway, we cut it off, that last one at 15 minutes, and we'll continue here. We're talking about the midterm and the final, right? So we're going to invite you to campus, bring a student ID, bring a sheet of notes. Um, if there's any reason why the times that I choose to do this at that you can't make it, then just let me know. Let me know early, and we'll make arrangements. We can use the testing center, or whatever. If you're at another college, somewhere remote from Wacom CC, there's ways of proctoring this exam remotely as well. But just let me know, and we will make arrangements. I understand that you're taking an online class because your schedule is weird and whatnot. So we'll do what we can to get everyone to get these two exams in. Okay. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the syllabus here to take a look at the calendar to let you see what's going on. The midterm is scheduled for February the 14th. That's a Wednesday. And the final on March 21st. I will come up with rooms once school gets rolling again, and I can talk to the appropriate people that schedule rooms, and then I'll let you know what rooms those will be in. Again, if you have any conflicts with the dates and times, February 14th, 6 to 8 p.m., March 21, 6 to 8 p.m. Let me know, and we'll make other arrangements for you to take those tests. Okay. One thing I want to point out about this calendar is that the course is designed as an 11-week course. We're a quarter system. We have 55 days of each quarter, which is 11 weeks. But because of holidays and starts and whatnot, that sometimes it holds over into 12 weeks, and that's the case in this quarter. So although the quarter is 12 weeks long, or it's in 12 weeks, I'm still thinking of it as an 11-week quarter. So week 1 and 2 are kind of odd. Okay, week 1 starts here on January 3rd. And it's going to end January 9th. So quiz 1 is actually the only quiz which isn't due on a Sunday night. Quiz 1 will be due Tuesday night, January 9th at midnight. Okay, that's week 1. Week 2 then will go, actually notice over in the left-hand margin here, there's these numbers. This is week 1, this is week 1-2, so partly 1, partly 2. This is week 2, this is week 3, week 4. Tells you what week we're in. Okay, where you should be. It feels kind of funny that this should be called week 2 because you feel like you're in the 3rd week, but for the purpose of this course, I'm calling it week 2. Okay, so week 2 starts on January 10 and ends here, way out at the end. So actually, this calendar is as if I were teaching it face to face. This is where you would have quiz 2, but since this is online, the quiz isn't due until Sunday night. So that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that January 21st is when quiz 2 is due, right? There's a ton of stuff in week 2, which is one of the reasons why I like to have it extended this way. So you get about a week and a half to do the material there in week 2. There's a bunch of stuff. There's a triangle assignment, that first project, and just other stuff. So anyway, week 1 ends on Tuesday. That's when quiz 1 is due. And then week 2 is about a week and a half long, right? Otherwise, you get down here, week 4, week 5, they're just that week. The midterm there, again, as we said, is February 14th, and the final is March 21st. If you got any conflicts with that, please let me know, and we will get some alternative arrangements made. Okay, back up to where we were. Yep, final exam, and the test teaches worth 25% of your grade. So 50% of your course here is proctored in that way. The grades are standard 90, 80, 70, A, B, C, D, whatever. Satisfactory is essentially a C or better. C minus or better. 70 or better on the average. So anyway, if there are any disability accommodations you need, disability, sorry, I just knocked my water bottle over here. Good thing there was a cover on it. If you have any disabilities which need accommodations, please go to the Disability Support Service office and get the paperwork filled out, and they send it to me, and we do whatever we need to do. Things are pretty flexible here anyway in the online environment, but let me know what has to be done, and we'll make make whatever accommodations we need. Let's see, conduct and expectations. Yes, math is not a spectator sport. If you wish to succeed, you should participate. So I expect that you will be reading the book, you will be working the homework, you will be asking questions, you will be participating. Watching the lectures. I have, each section's got a whole bunch of lectures of me, video lectures of me talking about the stuff and telling you how to do things. Anyway, participate. Participate. Academic honesty. Yes, if you cheat, there are consequences. It's all spelled out in your student rights and responsibility, your student handbook. Yeah, don't do it. Do your own work, right? That's why you're here. You're here to learn. You don't learn by doing someone else's work or having them do your work. You learn by doing your own work. So do your own work. Some services available. Just the early alert thing here is if I think that people are, a student is not performing as well as they could be, if there's, they're not attending or whatnot, we have at Whatcom here a system where the instructor can essentially send an alert, and the college will contact that person. So sort of the student support services office will contact that person and say, hey, what's going on? Do you need help? We got tutors. The idea is to take students that seem to be falling by the wayside and pulling them back in and saying, hey, we got help. You need help, we can help you. Don't just go away. So there's a point 2 or 3 weeks in where I may send out some alerts if students are not really participating. So there's Tutoring Center. The Math Center in Cascade Hall offers all kinds of math, science, English tutoring, but the Math Center in particular is a really good place to go and work on your homework and do some things. There's parts of this course that are kind of tricky, and even the tutors have some problem with it. And I delight in saying that I have two purposes in doing these things. I want to teach my students how to do things better, and I want to teach the tutors how to do things better. So if you run into a tutor that doesn't know how to do some of the stuff, send them to me, and I will help them too. Anyway, they have both drop-in tutoring, and you can schedule one-on-one tutoring with tutors. Okay. Anyway, affirmation of inclusion. WCC is committed to maintaining an environment in which every member of the community feels welcome to participate. It's a math class. I don't care whether you're male or female or white or black or Asian or transgender or homosexual or anything. I don't care. What I care is, do you want to learn math? And I'll teach you. I want to teach people who want to learn math. So please treat each other likewise. That everyone, no matter what you look like or who you are, has the same right to be here and learn. And we'll all have a good time doing it. Okay. The non-discrimination policy is a similar thing, but these are two things that every class is supposed to have in their syllabus, just so the students know there's some overlap in it. But what's not in this one, which is in this non-discriminatory Title IX sexual misconduct thing, is that if there's something going on, that you're being harassed, mistreated in some way, and you confide in your instructor, which happens quite often, I, as your instructor, if you confide in me, I am required to tell someone about it. If I don't tell someone about it, it's like I'm being complicit in whatever's going on bad to you. And so it is my responsibility to report that to someone to then get help. So I'm supposed to report to our Title IX officer if I see some sort of harassment or learn of some sort of harassment that's happening. So you can confide in me, but I will tell you that I have to report that. If you are looking for someone and you need someone to talk to, the WCC counselors in the Student Services Office, they can be confidential. They do not need to report. If you need to talk to someone but you don't necessarily want police involved and whatnot, then find the counselors. They can help you without having the requirement of reporting. Anyway, just so you know, I have to report. Inclement weather. If for some reason the college is closed, I don't really know why it would affect an online class. We should be able to keep going full steam. I do understand that there's some people that don't have internet at home and that they're going to the library or coming to school or whatnot to use the internet connection, in which case we may have some issues of not being able to get online. If that's the case, we'll work with it. We'll work around it to figure out what to do for these individual people that this might affect. It is possible that we could have a snow day on the day of the midterm or the final, in which case I'll just have to reschedule it and we'll let you know. But otherwise, I don't see really much of what's going to, not much is going to change based on snow days. Communication guideline. Communication with your fellow students, with your instructor, should be courteous and professional. Some of your best learning aids are your fellow students. Treat them with respect. I will treat you with respect, and I would expect to be treated with respect as well. You are encouraged to help each other with the homework and through the discussion boards. However, of course, I've mentioned this already, the quizzes should be done individually without communication from others. If you need to contact me, you can use the WAMAP messaging system, or you can use email, wweber@watcom. It's not .ctc anymore, it's just watcom.edu. Just so that you know, I don't have any Friday classes, so I'm generally not here on Fridays. So you want to get in touch with me, early in the week is a good way to do it. Get your work started early, get your questions out there quickly. I'm very active all day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit on Friday, not so much on the weekends. I enjoy my time off. So, I teach during the week, I do other things on the weekend. So, just so you know, get your questions out early in the week. Anyway, I have to put this in just because this is an online class and I am requiring a couple of actual contact time. So February 15th and March 21st are when the midterm and the final are, and I'm going to ask that people come to campus. Again, if you have conflicts with that, let me know and we will find some alternatives. You will, of course, need internet access. This is an online class. I have a bunch of stuff that I use LiveMath for, and if you can download the LiveMath viewer, then you can interact with it as well. You don't necessarily need to, but anyway, the piece of software I use is LiveMath. And it also, if you have a camera or a scanner for turning in assignments, the way the quizzes are going to work, essentially you report just the answer and not necessarily work. But if your answer is wrong, then I want to see the work to potentially give partial credit. So at the end of each quiz, there's going to be a link to be able to upload photos or scans of your work. So you might want a camera or a scanner or something to be able to do that. So anyway, if you have any questions, by all means ask me. This stuff, Math 142, is absolutely one of my favorite classes. The material in it, the trigonometry, the polar coordinates, the parametric equations, I use all the time in my own work. I do a lot of mathematical artwork. I do modeling, 3D printing. I now have a CNC router that I'm using mathematics to create stuff with. And it's this class that most of the stuff comes out of that I use. It's just great stuff in this class. It's different. It sometimes throws people for a loop. Be ready to ask questions. I am ready and willing to answer your questions. Right? So let's have a great quarter, and see you on the internet.